If you've got some family jewelry stashed away, it could be sold for cash, but selling it might not be as easy as you think. CBS News correspondent Michelle Miller reports.
There she's lying down.
Tamar Schoenberg is expecting a baby girl in June.
This should be a very happy time.
Yeah, I mean, it is a happy time, but it's a scary time, and it's become scarier recently with my husband losing his job this week, actually.
With big bills ahead, the Brooklyn resident is selling her mother's diamond bezeled watch on Craigslist.
I know that in '92 she probably spent $4,000 or something on it. I'm hoping that because the economy is so difficult that people are they're looking for deals.
Erwin Sablasky, owner of New Jersey's biggest pawn shop, has seen a 20% jump in volume compared to last year.
People have an image of pawnbrokers being, catering to to a lower economic class, but that has not been the case recently. You have people that are affected by the economy, they're losing their jobs, their credit lines are being cut.
With the economy in free fall and the price of gold hovering at record prices.
We're seeing bigger diamond rings, much more expensive watches, a much higher value of item than we saw years ago.
But the demand for these expensive items has also fallen.
Just when you need to sell it most, everyone else seems to be in the same position, and they're not going to be purchasing your items necessarily at the same market value that you would have sold them for a year ago even.
And you're not going to budge on the price?
Not yet, no, not yet.
Michelle Miller, CBS News, Brooklyn.
And you should know that shortly thereafter, she did manage to sell that diamond watch on Craigslist. So there are still buyers out there, but you have to be patient. Here with some tips on how to find those buyers, early show financial contributor Vera Gibbons. Good morning,
Good morning,
Vera.
Maggie.
So she sold it on Craigslist. Is that a good place to go? Is the internet safe?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are going on internet. One way to see whether they're trustworthy is if they're willing to send you a prepaid envelope registered in the mail that way. If not, then that would be a warning sign.
There are specific gold dealing websites,
There are specific gold dealing websites out there, and unfortunately there's been a lot of complaints lodged against many of those, so you want to do your homework on those.
All right. What kind of gold are people selling? What's most popular?
It's interesting because people need the money and gold prices are so high, so they're selling everything from class rings to gold crowns to mateless earrings.
Mateless earrings? I've thrown away so many of those.
Well, some stuff has a value and some does actually not. So before you even get this process started, you want to take it around to at least 3 reputable jewelers. Find out, sort of get a ballpark figure for what this actually would go for in the open market. If you want to get an outside appraisal, that's one way to go as well. You can go to appraisers.org for that. It'll cost you about $35 per piece, or if you want
that might be more than...
Well, it might be worth more than it's actually get. Right, exactly. But if you have several pieces, maybe some estate jewelry, $75 for about an hour. That's on average.
So how much should people expect to get? Like if you sell something that's 24 karat gold?
Right, well, it depends. I mean, you have to know a couple of things here. First of all, what the price of gold is on that day. Kitco.com is a site to go to for that, KITCO. Also, of course, depends on the weight, the content. 24 karat gold, as you pointed out, that's the purest stuff.
Right.
That's the good stuff. That's the premium
stuff. That's the stuff you do facials with.
Yeah, exactly, as we saw in the last segment. So that's the good deal. As you work your way down the carat chain, 18, 16, 14, 10, it becomes less valuable. How much you actually get, though, don't expect to get full retail price here. You're going to get anywhere from 50 to maybe 90% of the market value. Aim for 85%, but keep in mind, in this market, where there aren't a lot of buyers, as he's pointed out, right, you might get as little as 50%, maybe even less than that.
That's fine. Yeah. So where should you go? We talked about the internet. Are pawn shops a good place to go?
Well, I mean, people are going any number of places. They're going to refiners, they're going to pawn shops, they're going to these gold parties. I think regardless of where you go, you do want to do your due diligence. If you're selling directly to a jewelry store, for example, see if they belong to a relevant trade organization that encourages ethical practices. There's those out there. Check with the Better Business Bureau, check their ratings, make sure no complaints have been lodged against them. JVC, the Jewelers Vigilance Committee, is an excellent resource as well. They're the industry watchdog.
All right. Thanks, Vera.
Thanks,
Always
Maggie.
good to have you.